stop as soon as we cross the border. We're in Mexico, boy.
How much for the pig?
50,000
50,000 pesos?
dollars, American dollars.
No, man.
Moron.
So how did you get involved with the project directed by Diego Luna?
Well, Diego came to me with the project, and he had me in mind. And once I read the script, it was such a lovely script, I wanted to do the project.
Now, when you read that your co-star was going to be a hog, right? A pig. Was there any hesitations about working with an animal?
Not really. You know, I've been around pigs before, hogs. My grandfather was a hog farmer. Yeah, in rural Georgia. Even though I was born in San Francisco, I spent a lot of time with my grandparents on their farm. So I've virtually been around hogs all my life. You know?
Familiar with them? There's no...
Well, I'm going to say familiar with them, not familiar with them, but they were part of the fixture, you know. And a great deal of my early childhood was spent around my grandparents in rural Georgia. You know, they became known to me long before I could remember them being a factor, a fixture in my life. You know.
So it wasn't too uncommon. You could relate to his character because you had some experience.
Well, I can relate to it. I can relate to really the admiration or the love or respect that my grandfather had for his hog, and for his pig. The way in which he knew those pigs, every single one of them, you know, from the time that they were small piglets and to the point more that they were big, huge hogs, you know, and I really hopefully my performance really tries to evoke the kind of feeling and respect that my grandfather had for them.
And what was it like working with Maya Rudolph? We usually see her be funny, but in this one, it's a very dramatic role.
It was actually wonderful. Really working with her. You know, I'm not. I know that she was on Saturday Night Live, and I called her a couple of times on Saturday Night Live, but she was just absolutely special. And I think if people certainly enjoy the film, they're going to really, really admire the work that she does and the contribution she makes to the film.
And then lastly, we got to ask, there's a Lethal Weapon TV show coming, and then there's a reboot of The Predator. What do you think of all these reboots? And
I mean, I don't even think about it. I mean, it doesn't cross my mind. I mean, from the vantage point that, you know, Lethal Weapon was something that we ventured in 30 years ago, 1986. And when we started shooting it, just at the end of June 1986. So I'm not, I would say it doesn't take on any significance. Predator was a movie that too. And I just heard that today. I just heard that someone told me this weekend they were doing another Predator, you know. So, you know, that it was like, when did I do Predator? 1990. So that's 26 years ago. We were just finishing up 26 years ago. That's another time in my life and space and moment in my life, you know.